This Matt Standridge, we've got a nasty line of storms coming in from the west, north to south. We've got you a severe thunderstorm warning. Very strong winds coming in, severe winds. Now just coming into Fort Smith, Van Buren. We've got gusty winds coming into Poto. I do not like how this thing is bowing out. We could have some more rotation there near Pecoshi. We're going to have to watch that closely. This storm has rotation in it, and at any time, if it gets any stronger with this rotation, you're going to get a tornado warning towards Pecoshi and Panama, Spiro, Shady Point, and east towards Cameron and Pecola, northern LaFleur County. Be on the lookout for that. We'll watch it, of course, for you, too. But I tell you what, there's a lot of lightning out there this evening, anywhere from Washington County coming into Madison County, Huntsville. Very heavy rain's about to just hit us hard. The good news is that this line isn't very wide. I mean, we're only talking, what, 40 miles wide? This thing's moving about 40 miles per hour or so. So you get some heavy rain for about an hour. Let's just say an hour and a half. You're good afterwards. That cold front comes through. We've got clear, drier, cooler air coming in from the west. But let's do a quick tour from north to south. Benton County, we are now wrapping up. You are good in Benton County. It may not be done raining yet, but the gusty winds, they are done. All that rain is now pushed east. It's coming into Berryville and Eureka Springs, and Carroll County. Severe thunderstorm warning continues, but no longer do we have that severe thunderstorm warning for Bentonville and Bella Vista west towards Siloam Springs. We're good now. Washington County, we still have that severe thunderstorm warning that's active, but I'll be honest, we are now pretty much in the clear in Fayetteville, Greenland, Farmington, Prairie Grove, Lincoln, Tawnytown. We're looking a lot better. That heavy rain is now right over Goshen and to be done in Goshen in the next 5 minutes or so. Sonora headed eastbound along Highway 412 right into Japton and Huntsville. Hinesville, we're getting some of that heavy rain too, but most of the gusty wind threat is right on the leading edge. And so the wind threat is now done in Washington County. We still have some very heavy rain right along the eastern edge of the county itself, but I think we are now in the clear. We've got very heavy rain once you head south of Greenland, once you get towards West Fork and Winslow, the Bobby Hopper Tunnel, Sunset, Arkansas. Very heavy rain for us. A lot of frequent lightning too. That's all coming into Japton and Boston. Boston, we're about to get some of that heavy rain just coming in from the south. These are a few downpours that have popped up before the main line comes in from the west. Let's take our tour farther towards the south. What we're trying to do is we're trying to hit everyone as much as we can. So we're just keep going to go north to south, north to south, north to south as we watch this line come in. I will say this though. I think the strongest impacts are now going to be in the river valley just because we've got this wavy line right here where we're getting gusty winds coming right into Poto. Poto, you guys, the wind's about to pick up once again. We could get wind gusts 60 to 65 miles per hour. The latest on this one coming into Poto, take a look at this, is we've got a 63 and a 67 mile per hour wind gust. That's estimated by the radar. This might be a little bit different, but about 63 to 67 mile per hour winds coming into the west side of Kavanaugh Hill. This is coming right into Lake Worcester now, which is on the south side of the hill. We're getting it. Poto, a little bit of rain shower before the heavy stuff comes in, but this is right over the hill. It's going to come right down the hill, right into downtown Poto, into the high school, the fairgrounds, there at the commercial district from the Walmart north to the Choctaw Casino, Travel Plaza there, and the new Holiday Inn Express. And then you head northbound to the Shady Point Power Plant, Panama High School, Spiro. We're getting that heavy rain too, but we're going to continue to watch that rotation. Farther east, we are now clear, other than you get a couple spotty showers here and there. But otherwise, we're going to continue to watch these showers from west towards east. If you're on the 5 News app, we're going to send you an alert here in just a moment, as you can track the storms with us as well. Of course, we're streaming live on all our platforms except Channel 5 right at the moment. If we get a tornado warning, we're going to hop on Channel 5, on TV itself. But right now we're live on our app, website, YouTube channel, and our Facebook channel as well. Let me quick send an alert out real quick. Just a second. Let's go ahead and bring a camera up. Could we go ahead and bring a camera up? I'm going to let you guys see this for just a second. I've got to type something really quick. What you're looking live right now is that bridge near Winslow. You're just north of the tunnel. Lots of lightning there coming into Winslow and Mountainburg. Look at that show. My goodness, you're hopping on I-49, but you got to take it slow though, because it is pouring, especially from the Bob Alpert Tunnel southbound towards the Alma exit. There on the right, we're going to keep the radar up for just a moment as I get some extra things ready for this live stream. We're going to stay on until this thing clears Paris and Subiaco, Scranton and Clarksville and Knoxville. We're in this for tonight. The good thing is that this thing is moving about 45 miles per hour towards the east, so it's not going to last all night for us. Just a second. All right, got that going. Okay, now we're headed back. Let's time this out. Let's talk about track. Let's time this out as we go from west to east. So we are moving things. The actual storm itself is moving 35 to 40 miles per hour. So you're going to see a line pop up here on your screen in just a second. And let's time this out. Let's move this across. All right. 11:04 coming into Barling, Fort Smith. We are now getting the rain as we speak in downtown. Van Buren, we are soaked right now. This storm is going to continue to head east. We've got very gusty winds coming into Crawford County. Alma, you are right on the edge of these storms coming in right now as we speak. Barling, 11:04. Greenwood, 11:22. And let me actually move this just a touch. I think it actually messed up. There we go. That's better. All right. Podo coming in right now. Coming in the next 5 minutes. It's already on the other side of Kavanaugh Hill. It's going to be coming on our side here shortly. 11:19 coming in Charleston. Greenwood, 11:25. Paris, 11:48. And we'll finally get to Magazine as we try to wrap up for our area just after midnight. So I'd say we've got about a solid hour. And then I think we're good for tonight. We can sleep all right. The good news is that this line is very thin, so it's not going to last very long. I mean, take just kind of a wide view really quick. Notice how these storms, I'll even measure it for you. These storms are only, at times, 25, 23 miles wide. So the storm comes through, it blows through, and then you're done. But we got a severe thunderstorm warning for Fort Smith and Van Buren. Let's take a closer look at that storm. Let me go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to show you a live look in Fort Smith in just a moment too. But very heavy rain coming in the north side of town. Zoom in just a tad bit more. There we go. All right, so in and around Fort Smith, north side High School, we're soaked. South side High School, rain's about to come in at any moment. Arcoma, we're getting slammed with the heavy rain. A lot of this is just north of Bacola. I can even bring up the, let's see, I think this one was the Choctaw Casino. All right, so you're looking live in Choctaw. The camera's going to start to move a little bit because of that wind. But you're looking north and west. There's that lightning. There it goes. I'm going to move the camera a little bit farther east. So we'll kind of pan to the right. There's that storm coming in Fort Smith. You're going to see the city lights of Fort Smith. Look at those low clouds too. We are soaked. Guys, we've had so much rain today. I don't have rainfall totals at this moment, but I just know even by lunchtime we had an inch for some of us already. Some of these storms dropped another inch, and we've got another ½ inch to an inch dropping right now. So some of us are going to walk away with 2 to 3 inches of water. But this is live look in Fort Smith as that heavy rain's coming in. It looks like the lightning's kind of gone down in its intensity a little bit. So now I'm looking more towards Dora and Arcoma. There's some lightning off in the distance, but it's not as frequent as it was. That's some good news. Let's turn around. Let's look towards Kavanaugh Hill, where we're going to be watching. There's some lightning strikes. Now, oh, look at that. Okay. Let me get out of the pole. All right, so look at that. Do you see that? To be honest, that's where we have rotation in the atmosphere too. Let me bring this back up. So what we're doing is we're looking towards Kavanaugh Hill. Here's Podo. Panama, Shady Point are in this direction. And we've been watching this push of very gusty winds. And we've got general rotation, not enough really for tornado warning, but we've been just watching this general spin to the atmosphere. I'd rather there be no spin, but we're watching this slow spin, and to be honest, I think we've got, you can see that whole just general spin in the atmosphere by a little bit of a lowering. It's so broad though. It's going to be a little bit easier to see once it gets closer. Let's see if I can... Some of these lights around the plaza kind of distort it a little bit, but look at that. See some low clouds coming in from the Podo, Shady Point area. If there is rotation, it'd be right over Shady Point in Panama, right there over the power plant in Shady Point is where we're going to be watching that as you're looking down 271. Let's see if I can edit the focus. I think it's struggling a little bit. There we go. Okay. That should be a little bit clearer for us. Waiting for another lightning strike. At this time, we do not have any, look at that. You see how low those clouds are? There's just a general rotation, but you can still see just thinly the horizon off in the distance, and that's always a good thing. You want to see the horizon at all times. But we do have some spin to this storm in LaFleur County. Remember, we already had that tornado touchdown earlier in Monroe. We keep getting more videos and pictures coming in from you guys, and we appreciate that. Monroe, we had a tornado touchdown. The National Weather Service will be going out to monitor it. I don't know if they'll get it to tomorrow. There were other tornado reports back towards north central Oklahoma, central Oklahoma. So I don't know the exact itinerary. Once they know, they'll let us know, and we'll let you guys know. But there will be a survey done in LaFleur County on that tornado that pressed on through. It was pretty impressive footage. It was pretty wide, I'd say, as well. But once again, you're looking live in Pensacola towards this big storm that's coming in with some gusty winds. Right now, we're watching some winds go up to about 60 miles per hour into Podo. We've got some more gusty winds, almost 60 mile per hour coming into Spiro. Look at that. Very gusty winds coming in and kind of a lowering. Let me see if I can pull up just the rotation. We can take a look at that. Real quick, let's do a quick recap from north to south because everyone's getting storms. Washington County, we are through. We got rain, but the gusty stuff is now coming right into Madison County. We've got another notch in the radar there in Madison County too. You guys see that? Right here. There's a small rotation, very gusty winds. So wherever you see the bow right there is where you just got this push of nasty winds coming right through. Huntsville, south of Huntsville, we've got that. This will continue to press east across Madison County. Let's do a quick timeline for the rest of Madison County. Wharton, 10:57, here in 7 minutes or so. 11:01 for Purdy, 11:14 for Osage, 11:25 Murray, and just after 11:30 for Deer. But then we're getting deep into the Boston Mountains. So we're good though in Fayetteville, Greenland, Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville, Bella Vista, back west towards Siloam Springs and Exonay, Centerton, Cave Springs, Farmington, Prairie Grove, Lincoln. We're looking a lot better now. Let's head farther south. Man, it's pouring for us in Fort Smith, but I tell you what, the lightning has gone down a lot. It looks like this is mostly just a lot of heavy rain. The strongest storm right now is in Podo and in LaFleur County. Rotation now being seen there on the north side of Shady Point in Panama. Let's bring up the rotation as well. Yeah, we got some of that rotation right there on the north side of Podo. But most of this should be north of the Choctaw Travel Plaza there as you head north towards the Panama High School and the Shady Point Power Plant. Let me bring up hail. We've had some small hail overall. See all this gray? Just some small hail with some of these storms as they march west to east, but hail is really not our big threat tonight. Now, sometimes it is. Sometimes we're getting these monster-sized hail pieces, right? But we're just not getting that tonight. It's mainly a wind threat, a lightning threat, and of course just heavy rain. Things are soaked, and that makes it even easier for trees to knock down limbs and things like that. This is a look at our shear tracker. We've had just some general spin in some of the storms as they've been marching west, but we'll keep our eye out on the storm in LaFleur County. So here's Podo, heavy rain now blasting us. This is going to continue to head east towards Monroe again. Hopefully got our power back. Brittany, I don't know if you're in there, if you had an update on any power outages just in general, if you could let me know. Okay, we'll get the update for you in just a moment. But let's see. Let's move this line east, and we'll track this headed eastbound into Cameron, 10:59. What time is it now? 10:52. So 10:59, about 7 minutes coming into Cameron. Monroe is about the same. You kind of follow this black line. Monroe, we've already been hit. Howe, we were hit as well. It was basically like east side of Howe and into Monroe. Of course, we'll get that final damage report and track once the National Weather Service goes out and they survey that storm and that path. But Cameron, 10:59, so about 6-7 minutes. Same story from Monroe as you head east towards Abbott. What else we got? Hartford, West Hartford. We'll be watching out for that storm coming in too. And then Rock Island, 11:05. Hartford, 11:09. Mansfield, 11:22. And just near 11:30 for Dayton. And Dayton, we had some pictures of that rotating cloud too a little bit earlier. But Apex, West Hartford, we're going to be in about 11:08. This thing is hitting the heart of Poto right now as it presses east. Severe thunderstorm warning now for Sebastian County. Let me pull this up. I'm looking at a couple things just off the screen here. We're still with you guys. Let's see, 10:52. Okay, yeah. Severe thunderstorm warning still continues for Sebastian County, Franklin County, and Crawford County. Fort Smith, it looks like our wind's wrapping up right now. Take a look at that velocity. We just got general wind coming in, but it's closer to about 40 miles per hour. The stronger wind's a little bit farther east. Very strong winds coming into Poto, wrapping with this storm right here. Shady Point and Panama Spiro, still getting some of those storms as everything marches east. We're in the clear for now, back eastbound once you head to Logan County. Here's another view of those severe thunderstorm warnings. So we've got one for Franklin County and Sebastian County now. These go until 11:30, so 35 minutes from now is when they may consider expiring some of those warnings. Put this down. Let's bring a live look outside. We'll take a look at some of these cameras. Live look in Springdale. We are now wrapping up. Boy, did we have some crazy lightning in Springdale earlier. Okay, now we're looking in Pensacola. And you're looking west at the storm that's trying to come in. A couple lightning strikes to help us kind of look a little bit easier. But another line. Everyone's getting hit tonight. But what's going to happen is you're going to hear some rumbles of thunder off in the distance. You might see some flashes off in the distance first. Then you'll hear some rumbles of thunder. It's getting late, isn't it? And then a huge gust of wind is going to come through. And sometimes that wind, we've had reports, up to 60 miles per hour. And at times, some radar estimates close to 70 miles per hour, where we don't have an exact observation station. But and then the heavy rain picks up. It is loud, lightning, thunder. But then that lasts, at least the severe part kind of lasts for 20 minutes. And then after that, you get a solid 40 minutes, 60 minutes of some rain. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. It depends on what part of the line that you're in. But estimate about an hour or so of rain on the backside, and then it's done. And then we've got clear skies coming in from the west. But right now you're looking live in Pensacola towards this storm that's coming into the rest of LaFleur County. But boy, do we got that gusty wind coming into Poto. Right there where that bow is. We've been watching all the way through Haskell and Latimer counties, and it continues to march east. Northwest Arkansas, we're looking a lot better now. Bentonville, Rogers, Fayetteville, Springdale, we're in the all clear. They're going to be dropping the thunderstorm warning for Washington and eastern Benton counties. New severe thunderstorm warning coming in towards Clarksville. Let me bring this up. That includes also Newton County, Boone County, and Pope County, and then even northern Logan County too. It's all thanks to this storm coming in right now to Fort Smith. Heavy rain for us, Van Buren, that continues, Dean Springs, Alma, we're getting that heavy rain, Ozark, it's just about to come in. In fact, you see this dark green line right here? Those are gusty winds that are just roaring right through. They're coming about to Ozark here in just a moment. some of those wind gusts. Looks like we've got about 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts with that first line. And then when the rain comes in, right before the rain, you get about a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So it kind of picks up over time. That's coming into Ozark and the rest of the river valley shortly. Let's time this out too. This thing is moving now. Let's see. That's a big severe thunderstorm warning. See how large they issued it? So this thing is moving now east at 50 miles per hour. It's a little bit faster. We like that. Need to get this thing out of here. So if we time this out, let's kind of do a county by county look. Let's try this. I've never tried this before. So it's maybe take me a second to get to your county. Here is Franklin County. And not every county will need to be done. But let's time this out. For the rest of Franklin County, especially north of Charleston. We'll take a look at Charleston in a moment, but the northern half of this storm coming in, Cecil, 1102, Ozark, 1104, Whitaker Village, 1110, 1114 for Altus, and 1121 for Coal Hill. This is all coming within the next 20, 30 minutes, essentially. Okay. Now let's move east. Let's head into Johnson County. And we'll time out these. For Johnson County, Altus is still Franklin County, still going to count, but 1103. Coal Hill, 1110. Clarksville, 1123. Lamar, 1131. Knoxville, 1140. Guys, I tell you what, by about midnight, I think we're done. We got about probably an hour to go, and then we are good. This thing's going to move east into central Arkansas, headed towards Conway and Little Rock. Let's go a little bit farther south and west. Now, Crawford County, I'm not going to do a timeline because most of the crazy stuff is now leaving the county. Boy, do we got that rain, though. From Cedarville south into Van Buren and Uniontown, Fort Smith. Man, that heavy rain is coming down hard, too. But the gusty wind threat is mainly on the eastern edge of these storms, and we've already had that pass through Crawford County. So we're now wrapping up the severe threat in Crawford County, but this storm continues to press east. So it's still going to get heavy rain for a while. But let's do Sebastian County. Boy, that thing is wrapping. Still just severe thunderstorm warning. But let's do Sebastian County. Let's time this out. Just a rough estimate. Try to really just get Sebastian. All right, Barling, we're getting it right now. But Greenwood, 1109. Lavaca, 1110. Bloomer, 1115. And then Charleston, once you get into Franklin County, 1123. That's the northern half of the county. Let's do the southern half. While I get this thing ready, let's show you a live look outside there on the 540 bridge. Lots of rain. It is pouring for us right now. Look at all the spray off that semi too. Man, we're just soaked. Tomorrow morning, meteorologist Zach Scott will have updates on what all happened today and just how soaked we are going tomorrow. We could use another day or two to dry out. If you didn't have a chance to mow this weekend, you're going to have to wait again because now we're soaked and the ground's going to be very wet for a while. All right, the rest of Sebastian County. Hartford, 1109. Midland, 1106. Huntington, 1112. Mansfield, 1113. 1120 in Milltown. Now we're looking live on Rogers Avenue. They're at 540. Lots of heavy rain for us. It just continues to pool on the roads there. Fort Smith, we are getting soaked right now. And that's going to continue for a while. We probably have enough. How it's kind of hitting us, Fort Smith, we got another 30 minutes at least of this heavy rain. It's just going to keep on pouring. We've got flood watches in effect for some of our counties. There could be some localized flash flooding. As you're also headed out tomorrow morning, do not be surprised if you see some limbs on the road as you're trying to take the kiddos to school. Maybe you're headed to work tomorrow morning. There's some limbs down across northwest Arkansas in the river valley, and all those don't get reported right away, right? Because we mostly report the big stuff, right? If something hits a house, or we knock some power outages and all that. But it doesn't mean, a tree falls and it doesn't hit a power line, but it could definitely hit a roadway or a side street or anything like that. Tree limbs on the ground, leaves everywhere. We finally just got the leaves back on the trees, and that's just like a sail. And so it just really gives extra power to try to push those trees over. But once again, anywhere within the next 20 minutes, the rest of Sebastian County will be hit. Let's talk about, man, that's a good spin. Still got that rotation right now in LaFleur County that we got to keep watching. We got a report from Ozark, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. 10:59. Watching a couple things come together. What's happening? Okay, let's take a look at this. And let me pause the radar. Let's do some analysis real quick. Okay, so we've got this bow, huge gusty winds coming out, but then we also have this outflow boundary. That's just some cooler air that's rushing out ahead of the storm. What we're noticing is that this outflow is starting to hit this bow echo, and a lot of times when that happens, you can start to get some rotation. And we already have the rotation, but it can help strengthen that rotation. So we got to keep watching this storm. I would not be surprised if we get a tornado warning on this storm, but there is some rotation coming in out of Poto. Let's head towards Cameron, Hackett, and in the Midland area. See what I mean? I mean, look at this. It's still a little bit messy, but we got some very strong winds. Also, what we have are some downbursts too. I mean, this is more of a downburst. The wind hits hard. It's instead of wind blowing sideways, it blows from the top. It just kind of drops and poof, like that. So just gusty winds. It is mess. It is just a mess across the river valley. It is windy. It is rainy. We've got some small hail every once in a while. These aren't the storms like we've had, early in April where we have these just huge hailstones. We're not getting anything like that, at least for now. We mainly just have small hailstones here and there. But what we really have more are just a lot of heavy rain and lightning and gusty winds. That's our primary thing right now. So we'll watch those. Let's see. I didn't get a chance to. Let's keep doing our county by county. Let's head into Scott County. Okay, let me zoom out just a touch. Let's time out these storms for us in Scott County. Of course, I didn't draw it perfectly, but still a rough idea. Hartford, 11:07. It is 11:05. 11:05 right now. 11:19 for Hahn, 11:26 for Waldron, 11:44 for Oleo. And then as we finally get out of the county into the gravelly, about 11:56. But I think we'll start to clear Scott County within the next 45 minutes, and then we'll be good there. Let's head northbound into Logan County. Logan County, we're doing okay right now. That's a little change though. It's going to change big time. We're going to watch. Now we're going to get probably more towns as well, but I know we're going beyond just Logan County too. But Greenwood 11:13, Hartman 11:21, Paris 11:39, Magazine 11:49, and just past midnight as you head towards Dover. But then you're heading into the Russellville territory. Very nasty line coming in. Take a quick tour kind of around. Live look in Springdale. Very heavy rain continues to push out of Washington County. We still got some light rain right now. Boy, are we soaked in Springdale. Live look in Bacola. Heavy rain coming in for us. We're getting pounded right now. Let me move this camera too. So we've got very heavy rain surrounding the camera right now. You're looking towards 271. You may not be able to see it very well. Looks like you're in a fishbowl. There's the top of the road. There's 271. There's someone going by the Choctaw Casino. But it is just a soaking rain right now. The wind threat's starting to die down in Bacola. Now, we could still get some wind. We've got some wind now reporting just west of town, about halfway between Spiro and Bacola. So once you head west of that new Casey's, there's one more pocket of wind. So the wind may pick up kind of off and on a little bit in Bacola, and then we'll be wrapping up. But this line of storms continues to press east. Guys, in northwest Arkansas, we're just about done. I mean, Benton County, Washington County, we're good. We've got very heavy rain in Madison, new severe thunderstorm warning, but now it's no longer, is it including Madison? Is it including Washington? Sorry, it's including Huntsville? Let's take a closer look. No, we're close. Okay, we're close. We're still technically in the warning, but we're about done. Huntsville's about to be wrapped up. Venus, out east. This is great waterfall territory. I tell you what, if you want to go waterfall chasing this week, highly recommend. The water's flowing big time. You know, we've got over 100 waterfalls within an hour-and-a-half drive of Fayetteville. It's pretty cool. Not everyone can say that, huh? And you probably can add more waterfalls that don't show up all the time, just get heavy rain like this. Southeastern Carroll County, still severe thunderstorm warning headed towards Carrollton. But Venus and eastbound, we still have those gusty winds. But we're looking a lot better. In fact, the rain is just about to end in Salem Springs. We're about done completely. Fort Smith, heavy rain for us, but look how the rain's also starting to come to an end here in the next 20 minutes. Lighter in Salisaw, already in Poto, the rain's lighting up for us quite a bit. Also, storms pressing east into Sebastian County. They have now arrived. They'll be headed in Midland in the next 2 minutes. Hartford, we just got the rain pass through Apex and Monroe. Cameron, we've been getting that heavy rain, but it's already lightened up right now in Poto. So this thing's chugging along. This thing is moving east and in a hurry. This dark green shows you an outflow boundary. That's also pressing east. We'll watch that. Then here in Franklin County, heavy rain for us too, but the lightning has gone down quite a bit. We like that. I don't know if we have a chance, but we can pull up any of those new cameras that are on I-40 at some point. Okay, we're going to try to get them up. Let's try Alma. Let's try Alma. It looks like we got a good pocket of lightning right over Alma right now. I think we're going to bring up the Alma camera. There we go. All right, so you're looking west, Brittany? Are you looking towards the I-49 exit? Is that what that sign is? Okay, you're looking west. Okay, you're looking west. This is from Alma. Very heavy rain. Almost looks like a foggy night. It's not. That's rain. It is pouring for us in Alma right now. We're getting rainfall rates sometimes over 1 inch per hour. If you look closely at the road, it almost looks like there's little waves on it just because of the heavy rain that continues to come down. The lens is soaked, folks traveling a little bit slower at times. Look at the heavy rain there too. Let's bring up Mulberry. Let's see what's going on in Mulberry. I'm kind of doing a tour with you guys as that heavy rain comes in. Now, this is in black and white mode right now at night, but, oh, you see, okay, I was wondering if that was a lightning flash. No, it's their hazards. But folks are having to go slow. You know, it's sometimes hard to tell on these cameras how fast someone's going, but you guys know when it's pouring like that, you get everyone get their flashers on, and rain continues to come down. We got a new continuation of a severe thunderstorm warning for Sebastian County, LaFleur County, Sequoia County. All right, this is a live look in Ozark. Everyone's still got their flashes on. You can see there's flashes of lightning and flashes of headlights, and we got blinker signals and turn signals with the hazards on, flashing hazards. Man, look at that lightning. That is impressive. It is loud. It is very loud for us right now in Ozark and Mulberry. They're right along I-40. Some of these are some new cameras. Love these new cameras to help us see there towards Mulberry. Man, it's loud. It is bright. But this is going to last for another 40 minutes, I think, in Mulberry. And then this will eventually start to lighten up a little bit. We're already seeing things lighten up on the west side of the state line. Fort Smith, we've got another about 10-15 minutes of the heavy rain, and then we're going to be doing a lot better too. Oh, just looking at some cameras. Look at that heavy rain too. So you can see the radar there on the back side, but this is a live look at the 540 interchange. There where you meet I-40 and 540. Very heavy rain coming in for us. Lots of gusty winds too. Now the wind isn't as strong as it was earlier. Now we're getting more gusts, about 30 to 40 miles per hour in Van Buren and Fort Smith. But we are wrapping up. You know, in Van Buren and Fort Smith, you can start thinking about headed to bed. I know it may be loud, but the severe threat's pretty much over. There is still technically a severe thunderstorm warning for you, but the severe part is about done. Now you're looking towards the Welcome Center there, Van Buren, as folks are headed into Arkansas. So you're looking eastbound. as folks coming right into the natural state. And as soon as they get to the natural state, they got to turn on their hazards. That tells you something about our state, doesn't it? Active weather, that's what it's like around here. But storms continue to march west to east, so we keep doing our tour. Let's take a look. They're at the 540 bridge coming in from over the Arkansas River. Look at all that road spray, too, behind some of those semis. Heavy rain coming in. Some gusty winds at times, but really it's just a rain threat as these storms press east. We'll head back to the radar here. Brittany, I want to show them a couple things with these storms pushing through the river valley right now. We've got this huge outflow boundary that's pushing out. And when you start to get this, what's happening is you're getting all the cold air after a rain event. You know, you think about a summer day and you get a pop-up storm and it gets a lot cooler afterwards. And if the sun comes out, then it gets super humid. But that first initial wave, it's kind of cooler after that rain. That's what's going on right now in Franklin County. But all that cool air has to go somewhere, and it just starts surging out. We've got that cooler air, and it's kind of windy, too. This cool, windy air is coming into northwestern Logan County. This is coming right into Booneville and Paris the next 10 minutes for us, for both of us, just kind of how its path is going from, you know, its northeast-southwest line headed south and east. But what happens is when this line gets too far away from the storm itself, it'll help kill the storm. You know, it kind of cuts it off. So we'll watch that. But as this line also pushes through and hits this line, this is where you get rotation a lot of times. So we still have some rotation coming in towards Mansfield. It's been general, it's been broad, but still it's rotating. So we've got to keep our eye out. And that's why we keep tracking these storms. Because honestly, a lot of us are just getting some heavy rain and wind. And the wind has died down a little bit. I've been looking at some of these wind speeds here off camera while we've been looking at some of the cameras. And most of the winds I'm getting are about 45 miles per hour. Storms are weakening. And this is something we talked about. Remember, we talked about how the storm threats will slowly go down over time. I can pull you up the latest map from the Storm Prediction Center with some of these storms. Here's a wide view. The strongest storms here in the red, where we've had severe storms throughout the day. We zoom in just a little bit closer. Of course, we're still in the level 3 category. 1114. Level 3 from Benton County to Washington County and south in LaFleur and Johnson County and Franklin County. But notice how once we get even deeper in Johnson County, in Clarksville, Knoxville, Paris, Booneville, Waldron, we go down to that level 2. And so these storms will continue to weaken over time. And to be honest, we're already seeing some of that weakening, which is good. I'll take you live right now back to the wide view. Looking good in northwest Arkansas. Huntsville, now the heavy rain is done for us. We still have rain for a while. You may have rain for another hour, but then it's looking a lot better for us in Huntsville, Berryville, Osage, Carrollton. We're getting some rain for us, but it's really this storm now. Down towards the south, it's really connected all one storm. I'm going to set this as a new. Take a look at hail. Some small hail. They're on the south side of Huebner. Basically, we don't have a huge bullseye of hail right now, which is good. New severe thunderstorm warning coming out for Johnson County, kind of redrawing the boundaries here a little bit as the storm comes in from the west. But we've had some small hail at times. A lot of the gray you see is about pea-sized hail. So really what's happening is a lot of times it's kind of hailing above us, but a lot of them melt before they reach the ground. So you're kind of getting half melted little hailstones. And those will continue to march east across Scott County. So the severe thunderstorm warning, the new one for Johnson County, and clips parts of Logan County, Newton County, and Pope County, and Boone County. That one lasts until 11:45. I really think here in the next 30 to 45 minutes, we're going to be wrapping up. Find the second water bottle. Guys, I had 2 water bottles today. Got to keep hydrated. You see that flashing there? That's that severe thunderstorm warning. All right, let's head. And the storm is weakening quite a bit. It's being undercut by this line right here. But I still don't like how it's touching this line. When these two meet is where you got to just keep an eye out. Keep a watchful eye. I'll show you guys the velocity right now. Super messy, but what we've seen over time is this kind of general rotation. See how large it is? I mean, it goes all the way from Hartford to Greenwood almost. That's way too wide, way too broad and wide to actually produce a tornado. But of course you got to watch it because this can easily tighten up or anything like that. But what I think is generally going to happen as we push into some air that we've already rocked over multiple times with showers and thunderstorms today, these storms should continue to weaken quite a bit for us. But severe thunderstorm warnings continue for Logan County and Scott County. It looks like LaFleur County, we are good for severe weather. Sequoia County, we're good as well. You guys can sleep tight. Now, southern LaFleur County, we're going to have a flooding threat, I think. We're getting a lot of heavy rain training over us for a while. This is some Fanshawe south to Heavener and Worcester. Poto, it's a lot lighter, so I'm not too worried for Poto anymore. Boy, we picked up that rain earlier today. But the heaviest rain is from Heavener south, Black Fork, Big Cedar, as you head there into some beautiful driving country. Love driving south towards Big Cedar. But the heavy rain's going to continue there. We're still watching this line move eastbound, Mansfield, pushing east, Midland, and Hartford. We're still getting some of that heavy rain too. Waldron, the rain's just about coming for us. Let's time out Waldron. So Waldron here, 11:23. Tate, 11:30, Parks, 11:38, Harvey, 11:50 or so, and then just after midnight is when it crosses, or just before midnight when we cross out of Scott County. So I think we've just got about 30 minutes left. We'll continue to track these storms, and I think we're going to do a lot better. Now, if we can get this gust front to push on through, then we will start to wrap things up pretty quickly if we can cut off these storms marching eastbound. But very heavy rain continues for us. In Sebastian County, Greenwood getting that heavy rain is right over Fort Chaffee. Fort Smith, guys, the rain, the heavy stuff is about over. The heavy rain actually is ending near Dora and Roland and Muldrow. Heavy rain wrapping up for us. Salisaw, we just got light rain. And you may get a rumble thunder, occasional. Remember, we had Micah there. Brittany, I didn't know if we were going to have Micah at all, if he had any reports of anything. Okay. And Brittany, can you kind of remind me what was going on with that? So we're still watching all this rain move eastbound. So what Mike is doing right now is there was a possible lightning strike at the house in Centerton. Guys, the lightning was so intense there for a while, but there could have been a lightning strike there towards Centerton. And so Micah is trying to look for that. He's working extra hard today. So sending him an email saying, thank you, Micah, for trying to check that out for us. But this line continues to press eastbound. The lightning has gone down quite a bit. Let me see if I might be able to just pull up lightning. Can you guys still see it? Okay, you can kind of see it. I know it's hard to see with the yellow background. We've got a pocket of lightning over Mansfield. We've got occasional lightning, Van Buren and Fort Smith. It's kind of loud at times over us. Ozark, we've got a good pocket of lightning for us too, but the lightning's not as impressive as it was. And there's a direct correlation between lightning and how strong a thunderstorm is. When the lightning starts to go down, you really start to weaken a lot of different things. And so lightning's kind of a good health indicator for us. You know, you kind of go to the doctor's office, doctor does a couple tests. In meteorology, you take a look at the lightning. If the lightning goes down, things are weakening for us, and we have noticed that quite a bit. But still a lot of gusty winds marching eastbound right now. I'm getting wind speeds. Man, their guys are a lot lighter now. We've got wind speeds about 40 miles per hour coming into Waldron. I've got wind speeds. Greenwood, I've got some wind speeds of 45, 47. Still breezy. Remember, severe thunderstorm warnings, generally when we've done studies, you ask, why is it 58 miles per hour to hit to get a severe thunderstorm warning? Studies have shown that's when you start to get more damage, like tree damage and maybe damage to even some shingles to a roof, or maybe to pick up items in your yard or anything like that. Usually 58 mile per hour wind speeds start to tend to kind of go in that direction. Right now, we're not near that 58. We're closer to 45. We'll have to see if they probably will just go ahead and continue severe thunderstorm warnings for a while, because could you get a quick gust that's over 60? Yeah. But I think a lot of times the normal wind speeds have died down quite a bit. We're no longer getting those, near 70 mile per hour winds. Now, I will tell you, our strongest wind speed right now looks like it's in Johnson County. We've got some winds coming into Clarksville. I'll put on the wind speed map for you guys. We do have 55 to 60 mile per hour winds right here in this bright red. This bright red's moving east right into to Clarksville, Lamar, and Knoxville. So we're going to continue to watch that. But I mean, we're already getting close to the county line. But yeah, it looks like Coal Hill to Clarksville, Scranton, there in Johnson County. Most of the winds are now here. So let's see, what would be a good way to do this? Let's do another wide view. We're almost out of Madison County too. Look at this. Pushing out of Madison County. You guys can sleep well anywhere in northwest Arkansas. Crawford County, we're pretty much in the clear. We've got some rain, but things are good for us. Sequoia County, we're now in the clear. LaFleur County, we're in the clear as well. It's just this thing's wrapping up. Man, we're getting it hard right now in Sebastian County, and Greenwood, and Huntington. Midland, we've been getting that heavy rain, but it's about to come to an end in Midland. Let's kind of do a quick county by county tour. Let's head right into Sebastian. So heavy rain coming into Greenwood. We've had some gusty winds pushing through too, but they're closer to 40 mile per hour gusts right now. Greenwood south of Dayton and Huntington and Mansfield. Just heavy rain now reporting in Hackett and Bacola. Heavy rain over Fort Chaffee and Barling, Fort Smith. We're wrapping up for us too. Lavaca, boy, this is heavy rain, but at least the wind's mostly done. Got some gusty breezes in Charleston and Ratcliffe, and headed eastbound towards Coxville there on 22. We got that gust of cooler air coming into Boonville. See that? Move this over. So yeah, we just had that cooler air push through Paris, and what that's doing is helping to weaken these storms. We've got gusty winds though here where the gust front, this dark green line, is close to the storm itself. When they're close together, you've got a good push of wind. When they're kind of separated like this, look at this. We got a line here and a line here. When they're separated like that, you start to kind of lose its oomph. So we'll still watch this storm, but most of the gusty winds are in Clarksville right now. This storm will continue to push east. I'll give you more of a timeline. The wind is already in Clarksville, but let's just talk about the rest of the storm. To Hinkle, 11:24, Clarksville, 11:28, Lamar, 11:35, Garrett, 11:39, and Knoxville, 11:40. 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and then that gusty wind threat is gone. Maybe even 15 minutes, 11:25 right now. But heavy winds coming through Boonville right now. Waldron, we've got gusty winds for us too. These things are looking a lot weaker. That's some good news. Now let's talk about a couple things. We'll go back to the radar, but let's talk about what you can expect next couple of hours. All right, so here's Futurecast. 11 o'clock, so now it's 11:25, so we're already kind of behind. But this is a fairly good indicator of what we've seen so far. We push things eastbound, midnight. Look how much the line probably weakens. We're noticing that line weaken in front of us. That's what we've been talking about. That gust front pushes out too far, and you start to undercut everything, and things slowly start to slow down. But we'll continue to slow things down overnight tonight. 1 o'clock, we may still have some of the heavy rain southern LaFleur County, where honestly that flooding threat keeps going up because it looks like the storms are kind of tilting in a way that just continue to run over southern LaFleur. Now, most of that should stay south of Monroe, which we don't need any more weather because we already had that tornado touchdown. We'll try to get you more updates tomorrow with some of those. The storms have been pushing east, but then by 4, 5, 6 o'clock, guys, I think we're a lot better. Wake up with meteorologist Zach Scott. He'll take a look at the radar. He'll be showing you if there's any leftover sprinkles, but we'll be wrapping things up. It may still be kind of cloudy tomorrow morning, but we'll work on those. We'll try to get some sun. But still this evening, our main threats, gusty winds and lightning. Hail threat continues to go down. Tornado threat continues to go down. Tomorrow may be a little bit cooler. We may be just in the 60s and low 70s, so it might be kind of chilly at times, especially when the sun's not out. When you got clouds with temperatures in the 60s, compared to some of the warmer weather we had like this weekend. I hope you enjoyed this weekend. We got even warmer weather this coming weekend for Mother's Day. 60s and 70s in the forecast. But here's back to the radar. Line of gusty winds continues to press east. Let's see, any updates from National Weather Service? Okay, National Weather Service issuing a new severe thunderstorm warning for southern LaFleur County with some of the winds and heavy rain back towards the south. But the rest of Poteau, rest of LaFleur County, see this yellow box still here? This is going to be canceled very shortly. And we'll just worry about the new warnings for Scott and Logan. But Waldron, we're now getting that heavy rain coming in for us. That is wrapping up pretty quickly, though. I mean, it's hauling eastbound about 45 miles per hour. Where that wind has slowed down quite a bit, though, too. Notice how it's just not, it's fuzzy. The updrafts have kind of decreased in their intensity, and when they do that, they can't really produce as much rain, and that just shows you a storm is dying over time. We're continuing to watch things die in Logan County. We've got up to, yeah, even when you head north, remember we had some winds coming into Clarksville, but it looks like those winds are also dying off a little bit too. Look at the National Weather Service. We may switch over to more what are called special weather statements soon, which are basically, you got severe thunderstorm warnings here. Special weather statements are kind of here. Those are kind of been a newer thing the past several years. I've been kind of using those more aggressively. Special weather statement says we're kind of down here. It's still a good storm, but we're not quite to severe status. Special weather statement, severe status. But this thing continues to weaken coming into Clarksville too. So heavy rain for us. You're going to continue to track that on the 5 News app, but heavy rain and lots of lightning coming in from the south and west right now. Yeah, the heavy lightning is just west and north of Clarksville. You had south of Batson, south of the Strawberry Bluffs. We got a little bit of lightning for us too. But this thing really is just a lot of heavy rain. All right, let me put this back on a full view. All right, go look at our crawl really quick. We're still watching this nasty line, west to east, but this thing's moving about 45 miles per hour, and so we'll be wrapping up here very shortly. Just one moment. I got to change my battery real quick, so I'll be right back in just a second. All right, we're back. Okay, guys, we've been on a long time today. Batteries only last so long. Storms outlive the batteries, right? All right, so we're still tracking several severe storms coming in from the west, but guys, I'll be honest, I'll be frank with you, they are weakening quite a bit as they go from west to east, but we still have storms coming right into Clarksville, Lamar, Knoxville right now as we speak. Logan County, man, we just have that good push of some cooler wind, but now it's just some heavy rain. We're not getting as much of the gusty wind as much. The darker green, let me go a little bit closer. The darker green right here shows you that gust front with some of that cooler air. That kind of undercuts the whole storm. But we just got heavy rain some occasional thunder, lightning. It's one of those, we're honestly to the point where it's a good heavy rain, and it's one of those heavy rains that you just want to fall asleep to. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings, and I'll be honest, on severe thunderstorm warnings, the National Weather Service just kind of keeps them up until they expire. Tornado warnings are a little bit more aggressive because once the rotation's gone, a lot of times they'll try to go ahead and cancel it. No need a tornado warning, but severe thunderstorm warnings, you kind of leave up a little bit longer. I'll just be honest, because these can try to speed up a little bit more every once in a while. But as these march south and east, like we've been talking about all day, they're going a weekend, and they are over time. We just don't have as much fuel left over. I mean, we have just a little bit, and they're using every ounce of it. It's called CAPE in the atmosphere, and basically how strong you can hold these updrafts and bring more rain in, and all that's just starting to weaken over time. Now, you're noticing, Matt, we still got that notch, and we do. I'll show you velocity. It's so broad. It's just so broad. Look at that. It's just very broad right now, and the wind speeds aren't as intense. You know, a lot of times you want, the push looks intense on the radar, just with rain, but when you look at the wind speeds themselves, they're just not as strong. Now we've got some wind. You see this brighter pink. We've got some wind, but measuring it, it's 50. I got 55. 55 mile per hour winds at times in Clarksville, but that's just kind of general wind. It's not just one gust. It's just kind of breezy throughout Johnson County right now, and that's pressing east. But we'll continue to watch these storms. This is really the only severe storm, in my opinion, right now, just because of its notches you got to watch. But otherwise, you can see the lightning a little bit better here with the color scheme rather than just the rain. Sometimes it gets hard to see. But we've just got occasional lightning. The lightning has also gone down in its intensity just because these storms have, I mean, honestly, weakened quite a bit. Back to the south. We'll continue to press eastbound. All right, so the National Weather Service has now let the severe thunderstorm warning expire for most of LeFlore County. We still have a new one south of Heavener. That heads towards Big Cedar. But from Heavener into Worcester and Poteau, Cameron, Monroe, where we had that tornado touchdown. We'll have more updates for you tomorrow with 5 News this morning. Tune in with Zach, Laura, and Ruben. They'll have more updates with that storm. And we'll let you know. In fact, we may be able to pull up that video. If you guys want to see that, we'll take a look at that video that I believe from Jimmy Kendall. Yeah, so this is coming from Monroe. And there it's coming in on the hillside. It's on the left. It's that darker part on the left, a little bit skinnier. But what you're going to notice over time is that it's going to widen. And some of the wind is starting to wrap up into it, and it gets a little bit bigger. You can see those vortices. Look at that lightning strike, too. Isn't that crazy? But there is that tornado. That is a pretty wide tornado, too. That's several hundred yards wide. However, since it's hitting a very rural area, the survey may be kind of difficult. It's hard to say how wide it is if you're hitting a pasture field, right? And there's a lot of grazing going on in LeFlore County as you head towards Monroe. In fact, I got family out there. They're raising some cattle too, and you know, they were letting me know that the power's out. The power was out until about 8 o'clock. That's the last time I heard from them. But there's that tornado that was in Monroe. Now, once it headed east closer to Apex and West Hartford, as you finally cross the state line, it lifted back up. I saw some pictures from my own family, how you could see it go right back up in the sky. And then it just kept rotating, but never touched down again. But there's a clear definition. You can see from left to right how wide that tornado was, moving at a pretty good clip. I mean, that thing's moving about 35 miles per hour towards the east, kind of on the other side of that hillside there. But so this is a situation where we can go ahead and say, yes, there's a tornado. It's when we get these storms at night where you can't see, then you get damage, but you don't have it officially reported from the National Weather Service. That's when we say possible tornado. But with that one, you can go ahead and say it's a tornado. You can see it on the ground with visual confirmation. Now, I don't know the rating. No one's going to know the rating until the National Weather Service comes out. So right now, we'll say tornado, and then tomorrow, once the survey teams come out, if they're able to get to it tomorrow, then we can say absolutely confirmed tornado at EF whatever status. And we'll let you guys know that. If you have the 5 News app, you'll be one of the first to know. We'll send you a push alert, and we'll have some extra data with it. We'll let you know the path length and the speed and the damage reports. We'll show you a map of where exactly it was, but about how to into Monroe is where we had that tornado, and we'll get that to you as well. But these lines continue to press east. Waldron, the wind speeds have now died off for us quite a bit. Everything's moving eastbound. Boonville, we're about to get finally some of this this heavy rain and gusty wind thing going on. We've got wind gusts just on the west side of town, about 49, 51 miles per hour, just underneath severe criteria. We're also going to just show you some general pictures too. We got a picture from Monroe. Look at that. It's harder to tell if it's actually touching the ground and that one off in the distance just to the hillside, but we know there was a tornado at some point. I don't know the exact time frame that this picture was taken, but this was sent in from Brandy Hodge there along Highway 83 in Monroe. But there's that tornado that was pushing through eastern LaFleur County. So far, that's our only tornado that we've had. Just for fun, we'll keep that picture up for a second so folks can see, just to see how many tornado reports we've had today. We've had 4. We've had 1 in southern Kansas, 2 in central Oklahoma, and then 1 in eastern Oklahoma. And that, of course, is this one in Monroe in eastern LaFleur County. Thank you for showing that picture, Brittany. All right, so storms pressing east. This line's, it's still a good line with some gusty winds and some lightning, but it really has weakened. I mean, I'm looking at wind speeds. I'll kind of point and show you the wind speed. Let's go ahead and bring on Ion. Look at that. So what you're looking there is the wall cloud. It is so low to the ground. That is a supercell thunderstorm. Parent thunderstorm way up towards the top part of your screen, but there at the bottom where it kind of looks very ominous, you've just got this general rotation. And folks were sending these pictures in from Ion and Apex and Midland and Hartford and all the way up until Boonville, and then it was pretty much over. But at this point, we're not sure if it was still reaching the ground. Now, there are times, you know, when it kind of hid behind Sugarloaf and Poto Mountain, there at times it was hard to see. We're kind of blind. So the radar is here in Fort Smith, and when that radar beam is going out, we've got these mountains right here, Sugarloaf and Poto Mountain. But when the tornado's on the other side of those mountains, it's hard to see. And so could it have touched down a couple of times? Sure. National Weather Service will take a look at that, and we'll let you know if it did or not. But for now, most of the videos and pictures have been on the Oklahoma side in Monroe. If you guys have some video or pictures on the Arkansas side in southern Sebastian County, go ahead and send those in to us. We'd love to share that with the National Weather Service. It helps them tremendously as they go out and try to look for damage, where it's a kind of a two-way street, you know. They're the official ones to activate these warnings, but a lot of times they can activate these warnings based on your guys' reports, so you guys help out a ton. But severe storms pushing into Logan County, but the severe thunderstorm warning has now been dropped for Johnson County, for Clarksville, Lamar, Knoxville. Northern Johnson County, we still have a warning, but it has now been expired. These things are really weakening. We're probably going to stay on for another 5 minutes. Once we pass Boonville and Paris, guys, these things are really weakening. You may still get some storms at your neighborhood, at your house, but this thing is really dying off. So the winds are not at severe criteria for most of us anymore. We're mostly at 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, which are still good winds, but we're not at the severe criteria 58 anymore. I mean, I know it's numbers and all technical stuff, but we're gonna, once this kind of blows through Boonville a little bit and into Paris, we're gonna wrap things up. And if anything else happens, of course, we're gonna hop on live. But notice how eastern Logan County has not gotten a severe thunderstorm warning as of now. So far, National Weather Service is just gonna let this sit here for a while as these storms press east. So we're just gonna watch it come through Boonville, and then we're gonna wrap things up for the night. But by golly, it's been an active day. We've had this red weather alert. And guys, we try to be conservative with those. We don't just issue those willy-nilly. When we have severe storms and we really think they're coming in like we had today, guys, almost every single person has been under severe thunderstorm warning at some point today. Every single person in our whole area that we cover, that issues a red weather alert day. So that's why we issued that. So when we issue red weather alerts, we really mean it. And so we want you guys to trust us with that. We don't just issue them all the time. I think we've issued one other time for this year. That was going into that Springdale day. All right, so Boonville, we've got storms coming in from the west, rain now coming in. This dark green band are some of those gusty winds that we had earlier, cooler air pushing on in. But now that cool air has already pushed through Boonville, so now we're just getting a lot of heavy rain in from Barber. I had some cool pictures coming in from Barber too earlier today. Barber, I think his name was Jim. He was sending me some photos earlier of the wall cloud was rotating, and There could have been a quick funnel at times, but now we just got heavy rain. We're not talking so much about funnel clouds anymore, but heavy rain coming into Boonville, heavy rain coming into, let's see, for Paris. Yeah, just a lot of heavy rain. Gusty winds, 40 to 50 miles per hour. Hail threats have been a lot lower with this line. Usually with hail, kind of a secret, when you get a line of storms, hail threats aren't usually so bad. You can get some hail. You know, I mean, we can get maybe quarter-size hail at times. But remember some of the hailstones we've had in the River Valley the past, 2 months? Remember, really it was March and parts of April we had some too. But we had the massive hail the size almost of, lemons and limes and up to almost cantaloupe size. I mean, some of them were massive there in Bloomer and Lavaca. But those storms weren't a line of storms coming through. Those were individual storms. When you have individual storms, they can throw hail up better. But when you get a line, they really just focus on gusty winds. And that's what we've seen today, mainly the gusty wind threat. Now, we've had some cells earlier throughout the day that were individual, and those produced some hail for us. But these storms coming in right now are not producing as much hail. We've got a little bit of hail in southern LaFleur County with that severe thunderstorm warning. That is south of Huebner. That's closer to Big Cedar. I mean, you're deep. You're getting deep into the mountains there. Kind of doing your Talamina Drive. Love the Talamina Drive. Probably hear that jingle. I think the computer wants to update. Okay, zooming in on Logan County. That's our last spot. Last spot, Scott County. We've got rain, but it's mainly pushed through Waldron. Now we're headed deep into the county, into the not Boston Mountains, into the Ouachitas there. Blue Mountain, Mount Magazine. Looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning is going to be issued, but a lot of this is not our area. This is headed towards Danville and Havana and Rover. As this line comes in. But once again, these winds are closer to 40 or 50 miles per hour. We've got 40, 50 mile per hour winds coming into Logan County, but no severe thunderstorm warning has been issued towards the east. Shoal Creek and Scranton, we're not under a warning. We're just getting that heavy rain. And so things are wrapping up for us. We'll do a quick wide view, and then we're going to wrap up. And we will hop on as needed. That cold front continues to press east. In fact, that's something I've drawn. I've got to move it. Cold front's about there now. Cold front moving east, pushing all our storms east. We've got just heavy rain for Clarksville, Lamar, Knoxville. Kind of windy at times, a little breezy. A little bit breezy and heavy rain coming into Paris. Very breezy right now in Boonville. Those are all pushing eastbound. And in Scott County, we've got one more good push, and that's why you have one more severe thunderstorm, warning headed eastbound. We've had some general rotation with this storm, but it's been just so slow and very broad. So we'll watch it overnight, but we're just about done, you guys, as we push storms from west to east. But Paris, Boonville, heavy rain, but we're not quite to severe status anymore. If we were having winds that were close to 60 miles per hour, of course, we'd stay all the way to the county line, but things have really weakened over time for us. Looks like National Weather Service I think they just canceled that warning. All right, National Weather Service is canceling those warnings. We only have this warning for eastern Scott County, and this does not include Waldron anymore. So we appreciate your guys' time. The winds have now died off enough. The warnings have now been expired. It's just a lot of heavy rain for Logan County. You can always have the 5 News app. Look at our interactive radar, several different layers on there you can check out. But the lightning's gone down. It's just a good soaking event for us in Logan County. We are now wrapping up in Fort Smith with light rain. Fayetteville to Bentonville, we're looking a lot drier. We appreciate you guys spending your time with us here on this Red Weather Alert Day. We get a break for the next couple of days. I tell you what, more storms possible Wednesday night and a Thursday. And as always, we'll track them with you. Keep it here, keep it local, and as always, we're going to keep you advised.